Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swampy Comics. I'm Swampy, and today we're going to be doing a Thanksgiving Day edition of the Guy Gardner tier list for all the comics that are coming out this week of November 26th, 2025. Happy Thanksgiving to all those that celebrate, and to all those that don't, happy Thursday. Man, um, there's a lot of comics I'm thankful for this week, so let's just jump right into it. First up, we got a doozy. Absolute Batman, number 14, the conclusion, the Abomination story arc, written by Scott Snyder, with art by Nick Dragotta, colors by Frank Martin, and letters by Clayton Cowles. And I'm just going to start saying full spoilers at the beginning of these videos because there's no way to talk about this lightly. I mean, holy crap. This was. I've already read this issue twice. I read it in the parking lot of the comic book store because I was so excited to read it, and then later on again at home. And this thing rules. I mean, this is just complete over the top, crazy body horror and badassness. Just the way that this issue was interspersed with Bruce dealing with Waylon and his old fight. I mean, who would have thought like this Waylon fight story arc would be something we're getting like just completely in the background of this entire story arc? I mean, every time it popped up, I thought it would be the last time we saw it, and no, it was all building up to this. I mean, you get the spoiler right on the cover. Killer Croc joins the fight, and that's one of the coolest moments ever. You got the Red Hood gang helping Bruce out to take down the monstrous Bane. You have Bruce literally bringing down a building on this guy. I mean, it is so absurdly crazy, and I I just loved it, and I loved the whole thing of will Bruce use the venom or won't he? And then at the end of the fight, you find out, yeah, he had that surgically removed. It was never there in the first place. He was always betting on himself, just like he always bet on Waylon in that fight. This was so good. Um, just one of the best issues of the year. Like in a in a year with a lot of good issues, this was just so insanely fun and crazy and over the top, satisfying end to this story arc. And um, yeah, Bane's not gone either, which is crazy. And that last page reveal is insane. And that last twist of the knife to Bane that the Joker does by dropping a nuke on his home, so he only has the Joker to fight for, is the cruelest, coldest, and most mean thing I've ever seen a villain do. Like that is just so nihilistically horrific. Like, oh, oh. I mean, where else do you go with a book like this but S tier? This is perfection. I'm gonna think about this issue for years to come, and this is gonna always gonna be an issue that I'm gonna point to an absolute Batman about. This, this is when things got crazy. Pardon my voice. I am developing a bit of a cold, so I'm gonna try to knock this video out as quick as possible. But yeah, absolute Batman 14 total S tier book. Next up, we have Absolute Wonder Woman number 14. This is written by Kelly Thompson, with art on this one by Matthias Bergara, with colors by Jordi Belair, and letters by Becca Carey. Um, Here we have Diana fighting still with that other version of herself, and realizing that the world is putting this out. Diana realizes there's only one God she can talk to, and that's the world herself, Gaia. And I mean, you get Diana again just being this completely humble person who just knows how to do the right things the right way. Um, yeah, it was really cool, and seeing Absolute Zatanna in this issue was really neat. I really liked what this issue built up to, and I really liked that Matthias Bergara was not afraid to play with the layouts like Hayden Sherman does in their pages. It was really cool to see. We're getting a couple more moments with, you know, Diana's background cast, who I like a lot. And the more we get to know them, the more I'm just cool with them as a supporting cast. And yeah, I got to admit, I'm just more excited for what this um, is setting up in the future, like the end page reveal of the Mark of Hecate appearing in Gotham City. So that's where she's got to go. Next issue is going to be a lot of fun. Her meeting up with Batman. Um, but then also the whole getting to meet Zatanna, absolute Zatanna, and seeing her powers. And I mean, it's still super powerful magic done by speaking backwards, but I really like the way Kelly Thompson handled that. Um, her backward speaking has never bothered me, but apparently some people are wishy washy about it. And I thought doing it here through repetition was a really strong way to engage the reader with um, sentences and speech bubbles that are honestly a little difficult to read sometimes. But yeah, I really like this issue. Good issue. Good issue. Don't get me wrong. But, not one of the strongest, and I'm trying not to glaze as much on here, so I'm going to put this one in B tier. I think this is the lowest I've ever rated an Absolute Wonder Woman issue. But I just got to be honest with my opinion. I'm just excited for this, what this is setting up, more than a little more than what was actually going on in this book. Although, I mean, the stuff with Gaia was top tier. I mean, it was really cool, and Matthias Bergara did a great job with the art. Um, but yeah, this just made me want the next issue. I want the next issue so bad now. But yeah, great book though. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Great book. Next up, we got Batman, Green Arrow, The Question, Arcadia, #1. This is by writer and artist Gabriel Hardman, with colors by Romulo Fiordo Jr. and letters by Simon Boland. And man, I wanted a book like this so bad. The World to Come stuff that Marvel's doing right now is this really kind of pared down, grounded version of the Marvel universe, and some crazy paramilitary, corporate, governmental stuff going on. And while this isn't necessarily exactly that, I feel like it's matching that tone of just grim, modern simplicity and a story with a good mystery. Here we have three of DC's, you know, favorite boy detectives that aren't chimpanzees, that are, and or dead, teaming up together to get to the heart of an environmental mystery, um, having to do with a bunch of rich people trying to build this kind of utopia in what looks like Greenland called Arcadia. And yeah, I mean, this was just setting up stuff. You got Oliver Queen trying to investigate what his company has to do with it. He's kind of locked out of his company, although it's still named after him. We have Vic Sage starting off this investigation, getting to the heart of it, and then getting captured as he tries to go undercover. It seems like I'm wondering if that's what he was trying to do. I'm sure he didn't necessarily think he was going to go to a work camp, but yeah. And then you have Batman who pops up at the end of the issue. Is he working with? Is Arcadia a thing that he's helping with? Like, I don't know. Lots of questions. This ruled though. This ruled. I really needed this kind of book in my stack. Um, it really reminded me of like late '80s. And I mean, I think definitely trying to um, echo that feeling, but of like late '80s, the questioning. And yeah, I just this is great. This is great and grounded. I'm really excited to see what happens next. And this was a great issue one. Um, let's see. I'm gonna put that one firmly in A tier. It's a great book. I suggest that to anybody who likes detective-ish comics. Yeah, great, great start, great start. Next up, we have. Oh, I just closed that tab, but it's going to be Daredevil and Punisher. I'm going to say it slowly so I can get back to this tab. Daredevil and Punisher. The Devil's Trigger, number one. Um, this is. There we are. We have two writers on this one. I didn't realize that at first. I see what's going on. Or no. Okay. They're just crediting this strange. Let me get in here. There we go. Oh, sorry about that. They were putting the backup and Jimmy Palmiotti, writer and Jimmy Palmiotti next to each other. But here we have this story by Jimmy Palmiotti with art by Tommaso Bianchi, colors by Brian Valenza, and letters by Joe Sabino. This kind of seems to be retelling of I can't remember what story, but we've definitely been here before with Daredevil knocked out, tied up, with a gun pointed at Frank Castle, and all he has to do is shoot Frank to get Frank to stop from killing this mob boss. And yeah, I really like that setup. It seems like I don't know. I don't know a lot about that story necessarily, or really remember what surrounds it. If I did read it, it was so long ago. Um, but yeah, Daredevil and Punisher. Yeah, Punisher trying to teach Daredevil a lesson, and I'm into it. I love the dynamic between these two characters, the varying shades of gray in their morality. Uh, I mean, I love the way Palmiotti writes. I mean, we're getting two Palmiotti Punisher books this week, so hell yeah. But man, what can I say? Um, yeah, I'm just excited to see where this goes. Um, nothing too crazy to write home about, and and yeah, it's just kind of cool to see these two characters like involved in the same mafia story and handling it from two different angles, and the methodology by which either of them do that by, and how they clash, and um, yeah, it's it's good. It's good. It's good. I liked it a lot. I don't have a lot to say about it. I have more to say about the other Punisher book this week, but I did like this. We're gonna throw this in B tier. It's good. Good stuff. Fun read. Gonna keep with it. Although the last page reveal, I mean, I get it was just to probably try to show us what time period this is taking place in New York, but that weird last page image of Daredevil staring up at the World Trade Center towers, with a ghostly image of Frank in the sunny sky was weird. I didn't get it. But yeah, I don't know. This was just simple and to the point. That's Guess that's just why I don't have much to say about it. But a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Anyway, let's move on to something a little more crazy. DCKO number two is by writers Josh Williamson and Scott Snyder, with art by Javier Fernandez and Zermanico, colors by Alejandro Sanchez, and letters by Hassan Atsmain Ahau. This was bananas in all the best ways. Holy crap! We have our 32 combatants that didn't make it out, or the ones that did make it out of issue one, coming to the next round. And in this round, there are 16 powerful items left all over the battlefield for them to pick up. And once all 16 are picked up, we move on to the next round. Those that have one of these items or weapons move on to the next round, and those that don't die. This was so cool. I really loved this. I mean, shout out to the writers for giving a Guy Gardner a little central struggle throughout the whole issue of constantly trying to get an item, and then somebody coming in and grabbing it first or making it hard for him. And I just I love this. This is exactly the kind of stuff I was hoping for when this event popped up. Everybody's getting big moments here. Well, more from our final 16, but we do see some people taken out in spectacular fashion, whether it be eaten by the Joker in the case of Green Arrow, and who else? Um, Vixen, maybe, but or getting stomped on by a giant Joker, like he did to Giganta, because he got the Adam's belt. So it was way bigger than even Giganta. That was crazy. Seeing Lobo get the Venom, I can't wait to see him crack some heads with this thing. Uh, I know that Swamp Thing made it to the next round. I'm wondering what item he got, because that's my guy, and I'm really interested to see the Cyborg Swamp Thing fight next month. I was a little bummed that for a second there I was like, wait, they didn't tell us Carol Ferris is going to the next round. She got all the power rings, but then Lex got the Black Lantern ring and raised the Elder Gods, and yeah, that was the end of Carol in the tournament. Pour one out for my girl. I was bummed about that, but it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. Harley Quinn getting a Flash ring. What else do we got here? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, but why you gotta do Big Barda like that? Really? The Joker is gonna get all tiny and climb inside of her brain and just rip it apart? Like, come on. Oh, Barda, you got, you just, oh, yeah. No justice, no respect. How dare you? But man, this was just a fun, action-packed issue. The reveal at the end that Booster Gold is indeed Darkseid. A little expected, but also really cool that it's confirmed. Um, yeah, I don't. Next month it's going to be a doozy. We got fight month. We got Superman fighting Captain Atom. Guy Gardner fighting, or Guy Jay Garrick fighting Guy Gardner. um, who else do we got? Wonder Woman versus Lobos, Zatanna versus Harley Quinn. Yeah, just Red Hood versus Joker, Cyborg versus Swamp Thing. Oh my god! Next month is gonna rule. This issue was a lot of fun. It's going straight to 8 here. This event just rules. What a roller coaster of crazy nonsense that works. Yeah, just a blast. Um, let's take it down a notch in the fun department, but not in the good department. Escape number 4 is written by Rick Remender with art by Daniel Acuna. And in this issue, our hero Milton Shaw awakes in the house of some people who, he found in their basement while he was trying to hide from the same troops that they were hiding from. Um, yeah, this book is deep, man. Really well done. Like, it's throughout my life, I've watched a lot of war stuff and seen so many meditations on the horrors of it, dangers of it, and what responsibility the people have under terrible governments, and you know, um, and this just adds new faces to that many faceted discussion. Like I really, really, really enjoyed this. It was a little more of a toned down issue. Our hero Milton Shaw was just kind of hanging out with his family in their house, or this father and this son, who we find out at the end of the issue. Clearly, the boy had a mother at some point, but also a little sister, no longer around. And yeah, it's really interesting to see the kind of jingoistic attitude of Milton Shaw come out, and where he's not wrong about a lot. Like, he's off on a lot, and he's corrected by this guy who's taken him in, and just really, yeah, escape. Um, if this book ain't winning awards next year, I don't know what the hell's wrong with comic book awards in general. This is great. I loved this so much. Poignant and smart, and it had a lot to say. S tier. Escape is impressive. What an impressive comic. Yeah, I I can't glaze it enough. I love it. I love it. One of my favorite things this year, hands down. Next up, we got Green Lantern number 29 by writer Jeremy Adams and art by Carmine Di Giandomenico, colors by Romulo Fajardo Jr., and letters by Dave Sharp. In this issue, we have Hal called away to Star City by his old buddy Ollie. because Ollie is, you know, in some shit like usual, and this just, I love Green Lantern, but not a lot going on in this issue. It was a pretty fun and valid excuse to get Hal and Ollie together for an issue. I wish they had the balls to do a whole arc with them together. But nonetheless, it was pretty cool. Seems like Hal's kind of going to be on a world tour of some of his buddies as he's seeking the answers that he needs from inside the Book of Oa. But yeah, in this, they're, you know, trying to investigate this Omega Industries that seemed to pop up right after Darkseid died. And yeah, they discover this strange hive mind creature who totally just is trying to prepare the world for the inevitable apocalyptic invasion. And in order to get, in order to get to the answers behind that, it looks like Hal's going to have to go to Gotham City in the next issue. Yeah, it's a pretty average issue of Green Lantern. It's probably going to fit, as sometimes comics do. They fit better when a story is a little more completed and stuff. And I have a feeling like, this could possibly be like the fun little footstep and a little tour of Hal hanging out with his friends looking for these answers. But this was just an extremely average issue of Green Lantern, so I'm gonna put it in C tier. Not bad, just not great. Yeah, I'm even having like trouble remembering what more of the details of what happened, and I definitely took my time with this one. So yeah. Anyway, not Jeremy Adams' strongest issue, but nothing bad here by any means. But next up, we have The Mortal Thor #5 by writer Al Ewing and art by I'm sorry, #4. Written by Al Ewing with art by Juan Cabal, letters by Joe Sabino, and colors by Mattia Iacono. In this issue, we're dealing with some cool Asgard stuff. Kind of this magnate. I'm not familiar with a lot of these characters, outside of the buddies that appeared in the movies. But yeah, we have Magni, who's the son of Thor. Reluctant to take the crown of Asgard in his father's absence. And we have his his mother kind of pressuring him into taking on this role. And yeah, I thought this was really fun. This was just a big He-Man issue of Thor, and when Thor goes off and does this crazy high fantasy stuff, I really, really, really like it. Um, because we're also dealing with Ulik the Troll, turning into a god of thunder of his own, called Tanaris, and Magni confronting him. Um, and is it just the machinations of his mother the whole time? Who knows? I don't know. This was fun. I liked it. I honestly kind of hope we get more of this stuff. As much as I love the Sigurd stuff, I want more of this. This rules. Uh, yeah, it was He-Man. It was freaking Masters of the Universe, and I loved every second of it. A lot of fun. We're gonna throw the Mortal Thor firmly in the beat here. It was fun. Good comic. Next up, we got Marvel Knights, The Punisher #2, written by Jimmy Palmiotti, with art by Dan Panosian. Here we have Frank, under control of under the control of a drug lord, who's given him this drug called Zombie, who just turns him into a guy that refers to himself as El Zombie and does whatever he's told. And throughout this issue, we get little flashes of Frank coming out of this drug and trying to escape or kill his way out of the situation, but then just gets drugged again. Um, this was really good. So I'm reading The World to Come mainline series, and this issue, I haven't read #4 yet, But this issue really linked everything up. Like, I get what we're doing here. I get why this is part of the world to come. I get what place it holds. Um, yeah, if they keep doing this right, I think this world to come thing is going to be one of those things that people are going to be bummed they didn't catch the wave on, because this is great. This is great interlinked storytelling that you don't need to be reading the world to come to enjoy this, or vice versa. But they are definitely making each other better and serving as great counterparts. I hope we get more Marvel Knights stuff. I hope we get more of the world to come. I really loved this issue and where they're going with Frank and the predicament that he's in. I'm throwing this an A tier, man. That was fun. And the Dan Panosian art just works for me on so many levels. I really, really. But yeah, speaking of art that really, really works for me, let's go to Skinbreaker #3, written by Robert Kirkman, art by David Finch, colors by Annalisa Leone, and letters by Russ Wooten. This team, just what a phenomenally beautiful book. What a nice, simple story. What a an achievement. I I love this. I love this book. I'm so glad I got to jump in on a new Kirkman thing right at the start. It feels really fun to wait for this month to month. It's really, I think they do a masterful job of showing how our hero Anok here, although he's not the most burly warrior, he is improved this tribe greatly with his wisdom and tools, and kind of thinking outside the box of the just total brutal hunter caste system that this tribe has been under. But in this issue, we also, I mean, not just on the people level, but on an environmental and animal level, we see the bad parts of, him involving technology into their day to day life. When it comes to traps and stuff like that, because it's made the animals smarter, and now they're attacking the village, and yeah, and our boy gets challenged at the end of this issue, and it's not looking good. I really, yeah, what an achievement! What an achievement! I'm probably gonna say it every single time that an issue of this comes out, but boy, I hope when the collection comes out they do a treasury size, because this book is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Um, yeah, this is great. Definite 100% A tier book. Yeah, so good, so good. Next up, we have Superman #32, and this will be our last book of the stack. This is written by Josh Williamson with pencils by Eddie Barrows, inks by Aber Ferreira, colors by Alejandro Sanchez, and letters by Ariana Mar. In this, we're dealing with we're seeing some of the events of DCKO #2 a little more fleshed out, especially when it comes to Lex and Superman fighting. But what we also get is Prime and Superwoman Lois Lane hanging out and beating some Legionnaire ass. Um, and we have Superboy Prime resurrecting a bunch of Superman robots that Clark had built a long time ago. Um, I I love this. This is great. And yeah, it's so good. Everything is just filling in gaps perfectly. I really, well, I mean, Josh Williamson, what an achievement with this run of Superman. Although it didn't make me jump up and scream, "Let's go!" So it's not going to get S tier, but I am going to put this in A tier. It's so fun, issue to issue, and so well written, and just getting more of the motivations of Lex Luthor. I've loved his character throughout this entire run, up to House of Brainiac, where he lost his memories, to then from House of Brainiac to the Lex Luthor special, where he kind of got everything back, and seeing him back in good old Lex Luthor form. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. good stuff. But as far as our book of the week goes, I mean, I really want to give it to Escape, but I gotta be honest with you, it's absolutely absolute Batman. Let's blow this up. This was one of the coolest, most badass comics I've ever read in my entire life. Just an achievement of an issue and completely brutally satisfying end to a great story arc that was paced perfectly. Um, Way to go, Scott Snyder. Um, but yeah, those are the video, the comics for this video, your list video. Thanks for watching. If you could give a like and subscribe, leave a comment below. I always like to hear what people have to say, whether you agree or disagree with me. I want to hear about it. But until we get to next week's previews, I hope y'all have a good weekend and happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And if you don't, again, happy Thursday. Bye.